Only a smart person would do that. And do I look smart to you? 2 plus 2 equals 2. I am too stupid to understand puzzles. Oh no! Hey, it's... God damn it, I did it wrong. Stop kicking my face. I'm on the boat! I provide for my family. Suck it! Oh god, I got sniped off the cart. Who gave the zombies explosive freaking crossbow bolts? I have 35 health left. Oh, I'll make that 4, because I landed on our own spike trap. They're not. The community house is literally right down the street.
No,
As
I
you
wouldn't
say.
sit down the street.
It's literally not even a whole path away.
I also like how you called it a street.
I called it a street because that's what you said earlier.
I did call it a street. I'm glad we agree on it's a street now. I can organize these.
I still think it's a path, but it's just whatever.
I feel
Just
like
what
it's
you
a.
say.
I feel like it's a street you can walk on.
So it's a path. A street you can walk on is just a path. Oh my god.
Path, a track laid down to walk, or maybe by. Oh, okay. And then what street? Oops, I spelled that wrong.
S-T-R-E-E-T.
Yeah, I spelled it with an A by accident. A public road in a city or town, typically with houses or buildings on the other sides. That's a street.
Yeah, but there's no buildings on the other side.
Yeah, there is. There's a community house, my town, your village.
If you're going by that definition, then even the single paths are streets.
No, yeah, that's what I was thinking when I read it. Like, your things are streets too, then. Hold on.
But they're not, though.
But they are, though. What? Hold on, path. Okay, what you have is streets then, because they lead to houses and buildings. A path, I guess, would be technically
there we
a
go.
road that
the
doesn't lead
official
anywhere.
definition of street, by the Webster, Merriam, yeah, Webster. Thoroughfare.
I thought Webster wasn't trusted.
Isn't that like the official one?
Webster? I don't know. Which one's Webster?
Since 1828, yeah, this is the official one.
Okay.
A thoroughfare, especially in a city, town, or village, that is wider than an alley or lane, and that usually includes sidewalks, the part of a street reserved for vehicles. So these are not streets.
Then I'd argue your paths in the village are not streets, but then your paths outside that are rainbows are streets.
How are they streets? We don't have vehicles.
It could be used by vehicles, but they also said they're used for sidewalks or walking on.
No, they said they have sidewalks. They didn't say that they're...
Hold on. Hold on. Webster.
Just look up official definition street.
No, I just looked up Webster. Street. Especially for a city or town or village that is wider than an alley or a lane, which your paths are, that usually include sidewalks. They usually include sidewalks, so they don't need to.
Yeah, but they're all sidewalks. Is the thing.
Your things are all sidewalks? No.
It's a side where you can walk on.
It says usually includes, so it's not needed.
Yeah. Do you not get what I'm saying by that?
No, not
they
at
are all sidewalks.
Mm-hmm.
Sidewalks is not a requirement.
Yes.
They're just... It's the part of this... the quote-unquote street that you can walk on.
Yes.
That is
The
the whole
designated
path.
spot. Yeah, but let me look up path. Now that we're on Webster, let me look up path then. Trodden way, a track specific contained for part. Oh wait. Is there out a way of life can throw out continuous serial positive that can be assigned to. No, that's definitely not it. No. A trodden way. What does a trodden way mean?
Just means, like, walked on.
Hold on. A track specific constructed for a particular use. Okay, that's very broad.
You look up sidewalk.
I'm gonna look up sidewalk after I look up this one.
I need beds.
It's from Tread. What does a walk or a form of treating? Yeah. Okay, sidewalk. To a path walk for pedestrians at the side of streets. No, then you can't have that because it says of the side of streets.
Yeah, they're not sidewalks.
Uh-huh.
They're paths.
You saying they are sidewalks, but you said they can't.
I said they're all sidewalks technically if you're calling it a street, because there's no vehicles, which would make it a path because there's no vehicles and it's just used for walking.
Well, it says for this to be a sidewalk, it needs to have a street. So it needs to be a street. If there is a sidewalk.
I'm saying if we're going off of your thing, then they're all sidewalks, and thus they are not streets because there is no vehicles, which means it can't be a sidewalk or the thing. It's a path. Because path just means a well-walked-on thing.
Yeah, it means walked on. So a street can be a path too.
Well, you're not really supposed to walk on the street.
But you can.
But you're not supposed to.
But you can, and in that term, that does make it still a street. Because there's no vehicles there. And if it is a sidewalk...
I hate arguing with you about English because you do not see the flaw in your arguments. The thing you hate
about it is because I have to be very, very specific and follow the definition.
You're not being very specific, you're just twisting it so that you're right, and it's not twisting correct.
It. I'm really fine, if it's a sidewalk, it needs to be it's a side of a street. So that means
I'm saying it's not a sidewalk, it's a path. It's a fucking path because there's no vehicles.
Oh, but path is so broad. That's what I'm saying. If it's a path, it can also still be a street.
That's why it's a path. So why
can't you just call it a street?
Because path is the actual term. Welcome back, son. I am fighting with Anthony right now over English. Once again, this is a daily occurrence.
You're arguing that it can't be a street because
there's no vehicles.
It has to be a path because people walk on it.
I'm just saying
people walk on it, it can't be a path. It can't be a street.
I'm saying it's a path for sure.
Okay, and I agree with you there. It's a path.
At first, you said it's not a path. You were disagreeing with me. That's why I said it is a path.
But then I said that because it's a path, everything could be a path technically. So it can a street.
He changed.
So I could still call it a street.
But there's no vehicles.
Yes, you're right. There's no vehicles in my... Well, that's not true. We use rail cars on the side of it. And those are vehicles.
We don't use them specifically for that. We use that on the grass. That doesn't make the grass a street.
It does make it a path, though.
No. He's talking about not the path blocks. The Rainbow Road Trail. Just because I called it Rainbow Road, it's just because it rhymed. It's not because they're actual roads. These are paths. These are not streets. And he's trying to say...
Right there, that's a path.
He's trying to say these are streets.
That is a street! Once we hit that, that's a street!
This is just a big path. You can't fit a car on it. A car would have to be at least...
That's exactly what it is.
A car would have to be at least 4 wide.
My bad. No. They're all paths. They're all paths. But this could be a street. because it has 3 blocks, you could put 1 cart here and 2
We went to
sides for
the
a sidewalk.
official Webster dictionary, and it literally said it has to have vehicles on it or something. So
What
I'd
did you
say,
say? You got cut off there.
oh, I said we went to the official Webster dictionary or whatever, and one of the definitions under that literally says vehicles. We don't have vehicles.
Well, there are vehicles.
Yeah, but they're not used on the road. By that definition, all of the grass is road, and that's not true.
No, that's not true. Because you can use cars off-road. Those are off-road cars.
Yes, but we don't have
We do,
cars
because you
on
can put
any of
Minecrafts.
the...
You just argued that... Oh, shoot, my phone! No! You just said we could put minecarts off the road onto the grass. So we do have it.
I'm still calling it a path, because that's literally...
I'm still calling it a street. Because by definition, it can be a street.
But it's definitely a path, and you were trying to argue it
Yes.
wasn't. I was like, I know what a fucking path is.
Yes, we passed that. What do you... You said, yes, they're all paths, but I'm still going to call it a street because that's a path too. I've said that twice now. What are you... I feel like we're running in circles now. I feel like we ended the conversation
I feel like
already,
I've been running in circles since the beginning.
Yes, you're like,
When
okay, it's a
the
path.
fuck
Like,
did
yes,
you
it's a
change?
path, but it's also a street, so I'm going to keep calling it a street. And you went, no!
Okay, where the hell are you?
I'm right here. I'm by the start of the Rainbow Road.
Okay,
I'm cleaning
can
up
we go
after
back to
myself.
the village? We need to figure out who else to work with, because I only found one more stonemason. We can wait on him. Maybe. If I find more, I might just do that one now. I already picked up the road, though, which is annoying. A way or track laid down for walking or made by continual treading. Exactly! Which we only pretty much walk on these paths.
That's not true. We use minecarts and boats and everything on these. So they could make it a street.
But they're not made just for that.
They're not made
that was
for
just
it.
That's just an
But we
accident.
should do it.
We still drive them off-road, too. That doesn't make everything... You see where I'm getting with this?
No, because I feel like you're being very picky about it.
You're being very picky about it.
Path is a noun with track laid down for walking or made to continue treading. Yeah, but treading. I looked up treading.
Treading is walking.
Yeah, anything that could be walked on. So that's where I got stuck again, because like, well, if that's the case, you can walk on a street.
You're not supposed to, though.
You can, though.
But you're not supposed to.
You can.
Just because you
And
can
people
doesn't
did.
mean...
And people still do, actually.
Yeah, it's not legal. It's called jaywalking.
It don't matter if you're supposed to or not, you can do it. And people do it.
Yeah, but it says... laid down for or made by continual walking. It's specifically for that purpose.
Which one? Path?
Yeah.
Path.
Wait. Why is this a daily thing?
It tracks. Well, because I'm dyslexic and I have to be very, very specific with my words, or I'm gonna go off track and just start spouting nonsense. So I have to be very specific with
You
words.
always spout
I'm not, though.
nonsense.
I'm not, though. I'm literally saying what it is. Treadway. Track specifically contained for a particular use.
Okay, I found 2 stonemasons.
Way of likening.
Oh, where the
Path
fuck did they
contains
go?
that can be assumed in any motion or process that change. That's definitely not what I'm at. That's interesting, though. Hey, Gaga. Pathway scene 2. Path. No, that's definitely not it. That's another path.
You shoot.
Okay, let me head over to you.
You shoot. No. Shoot.
Okay, never mind.
Not you, the villager that's fighting me. I don't want you, I want the other one.
Who's the other one?
The stonemason.
Okay. Either way, I'm still gonna call this a street. Long story short, I'm still calling this a street.
You still call people by the wrong names.
That's yeah, I do.
So that it just means
Wow, you really just went
regardless.
after me after that, didn't you?
Well,
Wow.
it means regardless of whatever
Wow.
definition you come up with, you're still gonna call it whatever you called it first. That's literally how
it's
you
right.
Even if it wasn't.
No, if it wasn't, I would have called it something else. That's what we did with your little street once we your village. When I called it, I don't remember what I called it, but I called it something.
Called it a cult.
And we looked at the definition, and I was wrong. Like, okay, well, I'm gonna stop calling it that and call it this.
You called it a cult.
I did call it a cult. And funny enough, now you're calling it a cult.
I'm calling it a cult
But
as a
I'm not
joke
bringing that
because
up anymore.
I'm calling it a cult as a joke because of how often you called it a cult back then.
I know.
Even though it's not a
I'm not
fucking
calling
cult.
it a cult still.
I know,
I'm
but it's
still not calling
funny.
it a
It's an inside
It is
joke
funny.
throwback.
Got him a lot.
You know, there's two types of sneaky. There's no one ever sees you, or no one lives after they do. Is no one listening to this?
No, I guess not.
No,
Just admit it. Nah. Oh no, my game closed. Let me
You are such a little weasel.
Also, I want this purple kind of obsidian.
Mm-hmm.